Hello everyone, Tayo here with my good friend Rudy. So, you guys know the deal. One Piece is on break this week. My Hero Academia isn't. That means it's time to get caught up on My Hero Academia. And thankfully, this is perfection. It's exactly 3 chapters we have to get caught up on, so that's great. Not too many, not too few. I love it. Let's get started with by doing a quick summary of My Hero Academia chapter 366. So yeah, basically explaining how Tomura's body is shifting around and morphing, trying to find the optimal form for all these quirks. And now his family's heads are popping out of his flesh, so that's just fucking creepy right there. Ugh. So yeah, then we move on to the next page, and now he's got finger armor! That's right, everyone. Behold the finger armor! It's weird, finger armor. But now that I think of it, it is a natural extension of his original design. How he always had his family's hands put all over his body. So, you know what? That is not a bad decision to do that. To increase the power of fingers even further. Man, what does Horikoshi have to do with fingers? He's all into the fingers. I don't know what's going on here, but... So yeah, finger armor. Oh no, this is bad. It looks like Mirako got hit by a mighty blow from Shigaraki. This is bad. Bad, bad, bad. Best Genus immediately figures out what's with the form change, its defensive form. So apparently Shigaraki is now Deoxys, the Pokemon Deoxys. He's got defense form and attack form and all that stuff. So yeah, sure, why not? Why not go in this direction for this battle? Best Genus and Edgeshot are still trying to repair the damage done to Bakugo's body. Mirako's barely clinging on, staying into the battle. He's going all over the battlefield. And Shigaraki's it's not pleased that they're trying to heal Bakugo. He's like, hey, I already broke that one! You can't do that! And then we've got an interesting development where one of the Pussycats is saying, I don't know which one it is. I am not keeping track of their names except for Ragdoll and I guess Tiger. Isn't the big guy called Tiger? But yeah. But anyway, one of the Pussycats is basically like, lower the electromagnetic barrier just for a moment. For 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Keep him busy for just 2 seconds. 2 seconds is an eternity. Oh, damn. So yeah, they got to keep Shigaraki busy. And then we have Mirio's shining moment where it's like, how can I keep him busy for 2 seconds when he shoots his ass out of the ground? He gets inspired by Sir Night Eye's sense of humor and shoots his 2 buns right out of the ground. And definitely, that's the perfect thing to stall Shigaraki for that length of time. It's like, wait, what? What are you doing, man? What? I will quote Guardians of the Galaxy. What are you doing? It's called a distraction. Bright future, rising tonight, full moon. Truly, this is one of Mirio's greatest attacks. But yeah, that definitely stalls Shigaraki for the amount of time they need for Deku to get inside. That's right. Midoriya has arrived on the battlefield, and he's ready to finally take on weakened Shigaraki. They've been fighting Shigaraki, doing a little bit of chip damage to him all over the battle, and now his quirks are still turned off thanks to What's-His-Face. And now, finally, Deku's bursting into the battle. It looks like he's setting up an advanced technique with Black Whip that he's going to slingshot himself in there. That's pretty cool. Normally right now, though, I really don't think Midoriya is going to take him down before he has access to his quirks. For a number of reasons. Honestly, that would be pretty lame. Even if it doesn't look like the heroes have any chance at all, it would still be really cool to see a battle where Shigaraki has access to all those quirks that All For One gave him. So I think that would be a more interesting fight than just limiting his quirks forever and then they just beat him down and win. Yes, that'd be good for the heroes, but honestly, I think it would be a pretty cool story, so I really think that at some point, Shigaraki's going to get his quirks back, most likely when All For One... Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. The point is, Midoriya's here, so let's move on with the story. So yeah, oh, we got these very nice panels here of Midoriya and Shigaraki looking at each other. And this very nice close-up shot of their eyes, and just the inheritor of One for All looking into the eyes of the inheritor of All for One. I really like these panels here. It's say what you want about Horikoshi, the man knows how to make striking panels sometimes. I mean, sometimes. Most times his panels are good, but sometimes they are amazing. But yeah, moving on to the next page.
It's time to choose your
Oh, speaking of excellent panels, we get a phenomenal two-page spread here of Midoriya blasting right past Shigaraki with its burst of speed, smashing him. It's just, it's good. Man, but now that Midoriya's here, stuff is going to get really interesting. My question is, are we going to ever focus on the other battles? I mean, Dabi's back on his speed, so he's going to fight probably Endeavor. Then you've got All for One coming in. Who could possibly stop All for One? That's just, there's no way anyone's stopping All for One. I had a theory, but maybe we'll get to my theory later. It involves All Might and Eerie, but we'll get to it. Hopefully, if I don't forget. But yeah, this panel looks so glorious. Just the sense of speed and power you get from Midoriya just smashing his way over to the corner of the panel. So yeah, this is a really fun chapter. Rudy, your thoughts? Indeed. Okay. 12 minutes in. Jeez. Okay. We gotta speed this up. Come on. Next chapter. Okay. So now we are on chapter 367. Hey, where are you jumping to? Shonen Jump, Viz, whoever's responsible for this, do not jump. Don't you dare jump pages in advance. I know that's where I left off, but I don't care. I'm reading this from the beginning. Okay. So we have a very interesting color spread, which I really enjoy, because we get to see the heroes and the villains hanging out. I mean, how often do we get to see that without them wanting to blow each other away in combat? I would honestly appreciate seeing this more in manga. Oda, get on that. I want to see Luffy hanging out with Crocodile in a big party with Buggy, and you know what? Just get the whole Cross Guild in here. Get Blackbeard in here. They're just having a party. They're just, you know what? For one day, we're all just going to relax. We're going to drink, and we're going to make merry. You know, we'll slaughter each other after today. But this one day, we're all friends. We're going to... Law! Kid, get in here. I'm sorry, I'm drifting off into One Piece, but I just want to see this idea used in other manga, because it's really cool. You've got Toga hanging out with Ochako. She's looking at Midoriya. It's also kind of funny when you think of it, especially since Aizawa is just turned around and he's not looking in that direction at all. You fool! There are villains threatening lives of your students! Or maybe they're threatening. It looks like they're just having a little party, to be honest. An alternate universe where these characters went to UA. They're too old? I think they're too old. I don't know, maybe they're just visiting. They're all friends. They're all good friends. They're all heroes or villains or who knows. Anyway, I've been going on along for the time with this color spread. Sorry about that. I do apologize. But I just really like this color spread. And I hope we see more hero-villain color spreads in the future. Okay, so we start the chapter with basically an explanation for Deku. But basically an explanation for how Deku arrived at the stadium area. So the last time we saw Midoriya, he was dashing his way across the ocean, really trying hard to get back to where Shigaraki and heroes are. And then we saw something in the distance. And a lot of people theorized it was going to be Star and Stripes friends. Star and Stripes friends. And look at that. It turned out that they were right. It is indeed the fighter pilots that were helping Star and Stripe in her battle against Shigaraki earlier. So, I mean, I would have preferred if Star and Stripe stayed alive and was able to have some really interesting conversations with Midoriya, but of course not. She's dead, and all we got left are her friends. But don't get me wrong, definitely appreciate this. We can finally get Midoriya back into the battle faster. As much as I've been certainly enjoying these chapters, they've been... The stuff with Mario and Bakugo versus Shigaraki, it's kind of been dragged out a bit. And I think I know why, too. Because Horikoshi has not been giving us the same number of chapters, same number of pages in each chapter lately. We used to get like 20, I don't know, 19 pages, and now we've gone down to 11. It's ridiculous, Horikoshi. Knock it off. Yeah, it just feels like that particular battle has been lagging way too much. So it's good to see Midoriya getting a nice quick trip back to the battlefield. And then he uses Black Whip to grab on. They basically are not... They're supposed to be guarding the skies around UA. They're the backup around UA. But they basically said, listen, we're supposed to be there, but you need our help, so we're going to give you a quick lift. Make sure that it's worth it, kid. And kick, to reach history's nastiest villain is kick his butt. And then we immediately go back to the current time where Midoriya lands a blow on him. He basically says, sorry I'm late, and he immediately sees that Bakugo is on the ground, horrifically injured. And yeah, Bill Wilderman, that's kind of the shock. Okay, yeah, that works too. But very shocked. And I really like what Horikoshi did here. He shows the background of Bakugo sitting on the grass, but whenever he goes to Midoriya and his shocked expression, he makes sure that the background behind him is completely white. Horikoshi, you can call him lazy, but the man knows how to use negative space. Yeah, argue about the story all that you want, but the art has been pretty stellar in my opinion. It just shows Bakugo, the bloody All Might card. Midoriya's a bit shocked. So moving on, and then he sees that Nejire has like a massive cut across her stomach. Sun Eater's down. Mario is just taking a huge blast, and she's like slumped up against a tree. So yeah, they fought hard, and it just shows. And now you have All For One trying to taunt him, or the Shigaraki, whatever. It's the Shigaraki All For One combination thing. So whoever you want to say is talking. But yeah, he's taunting. I'm gonna say All For One because that's more of his thing than Shigaraki. Shigaraki would do that too, but I always felt it was more of an All For One. So yeah, All For One is basically saying, oh, give me your excuses. I killed them because you weren't here. What do you have to say, you failure? You're gonna run from responsibility? And then you have Midoriya freaking out for a second. He's got Black Whip flying out. He's got his eyes bursting with light. Just oh my gosh, he's freaking out. But thankfully, Mario immediately jumps in. Lemillion's here, save the day. He jumps in, and he basically says, I get it. You're feeling like you'll never live this down, but that's falling right into the villain's trap. It's okay. Tamaki and them are still kicking. And right now, Edshot is trying to save Bakugo's life. He's basically going in. Nobody's given up. And if heroes don't talk the talk, then who else is going to transform ideals into reality? Nice image of All Might after this. One of the vestiges, once again reminding him to control his heart. And which makes sense because Black Whip was going out of control here, much like it did when Midoriya first got it. And then we see this burst of smoke come out. Black Whips appear to be raining in on Midoriya here. Save your sorries. Sorry about that, Lemillion. Save your sorries until after we win this, hero. All For One. Is Shigaraki still there? Once again, a phenomenal panel here by Horikoshi of all the vestiges standing in smoke behind Midoriya with Black Whip kind of whirling around his face and streaming off. Is Shigaraki still in there? And that is where we leave off. That's where we catch up to today's new chapter. So, Rudy, what did you think? I know I'm going through these kind of fast, but, we're already 20 minutes in, and these are old chapters. So, yeah, let's go on with it. Okay guys, this is it. We're moving on to a brand new chapter that I have never seen before. Midoriya is about to go all out against Shigaraki. I'm super excited. Let's do this. Oh yeah, it's time. It's hero time. Let's go into chapter 368. Oh ho, oh ho, what do we got here? What's this? A cover with Little Miss Invisible on it? In full glory? Obviously, except for the naughty bits because it's a Shonen Jump cover, but oh my gosh, Horikoshi was like, what can I get away with? What can I possibly get away with when I show this character in her not invisible form? So yeah, I guess Horikoshi figured, you know what? I've already shown them her face. I might as well go all the way, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, let's this is a sexy image. Let's move on. Okay, guys, time to read all the word bubbles. Is Shigaraki still in there? Really? That's your question? Tomura Shigaraki, you mean? No. One by that name exists not anymore. The two have achieved perfect melding. But perhaps it's because All for One has been alive longer. That he's the one who's in charge. I don't know what you're scheming. You won't get your ideal pie in the sky ending here. Hang on. I'm not sure about all that. When I made a rude accusation a while ago, it was like he was suddenly possessed by someone else. He suddenly started raging and freaking out like a kid. Nothing about that suggests that they achieved a perfect melding. It's as if the harder we fought back, the more unstable he got. Izuku, he's still in there. Okay, what's this? We got action going. Whoa, what's happening? Is the stadium falling? Enough idle chat. I'll be taking back One for All now. Sam's? What? Rudy, you seeing this? Oh, it's smash backwards. Smash backwards. Yeah, I figured it was smash backwards. But it's like at the same time, why is it smash backwards? Why didn't they write smash in the going left to right? I mean, I know this is manga, but you don't write the damn words backwards. What is going on, Viz.com? Did Horikoshi do that on purpose? Well, let's write smash backwards. That would be an unsmash, if you don't mind. An unsmash. What are you thinking, Horikoshi? Or whoever translated this? I don't know. I'm just bewildered over here. Anyway, let's just move on. No need to focus on a word that long. Know this, All for One. I won't let you have your ideal ending either. I stored up this third Fajin energy within the fifth's Black Whip for a boosted binding combo. Black Chain! Oh, damn, Midoriya's got a new move. He just combined the quirks. I don't think we've ever seen him do that before. Like, I don't think we've ever seen Midoriya. He's been using, okay, I'll use Black Whip here, and then I'll use Float over here, and then I'll use this over here. He hasn't combined the quirks before, so this is new. This is really cool. I like this idea, and I hope we get to see more combo quirk attacks like this. Black Chain! Enhanced or not, the same trick won't work Wait a second, what's going on here? All for One said, won't work and then he got interrupted. You're done once you use this. Take him down within 5 minutes or else the world loses this war. I'm ready to settle this. You're done once you use this. Ooh, is this the new quirk? Are we finally going to get to see that's the only quirk that we haven't seen from One for All? Okay, next page. The second's transmission. Transmission? What does transmission mean? Wait, transmission as in a car? Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait. Is this stolen from One Piece? I mean, I know that Oda doesn't exactly have copyright on on gears. It's just a system in all kinds of different machines, but I don't know. I don't know, Horikoshi. I don't know about this. But anyway, transmission, second gear, third gear, top gear. He just shot him upwards. The sounds are delayed. What's he doing to me? Where'd he go? This is nothing like that glowing energy from before. He's far too fast, almost as if... No, it's a different beast than it was back in my day. All for One. The meta ability that changes a target's speed when touched. Gear shift. Overdrive. Oh, this is cool. Oh man, I am a big fan of this quirk. The whole gears thing is kind of annoying because it feels like you got a little something. You got a little One Piece in My Hero Academia there with how Luffy uses it, but it does work very differently. It's not like this gear is a different form and that gear is a different form. It just kind of switches up Midoriya's speed a bit. And that works really well with his other quirks. So yeah, you know what? I'll accept it. It did make me think of One Piece at first, but it works differently, so I guess it's fine. Oh yeah, there's a lot to go. There is no way that this is going to finish off Shigaraki. There's just way too much left to do. And not to mention you've got All for One that's going to show up eventually and break through this whole stadium. It's good that Midoriya is hitting him like this, but there is no way this battle is over yet. As Izuku Midoriya would put it, this is 120 out of 100%, brother. Let today be the day that we end this. Detroit Smash! And that's it. That is the end of the chapter. It looks very hopeful for the heroes. Do not be deceived. Things are going sideways immediately in the next chapter. I'm calling it. Because there's way too many villains to fight left. All for One in his younger body is still a threat. So yes, there's way too much left to cover for this to be the end of the battle. Way too many fights to do. So yeah, we're not done here. Not by a long shot. Okay, Rudy, what do you think? This chapter was really great. I loved all the interactions between the Vestiges, Midoriya, and All for One. And we finally got to see Midoriya's final quirk, Gear Shift. This is getting really good. My question is, when are we going to see the other heroes? We still have several battles left to do with the lower ranked villains. Yeah, what's going on with that? Are we going to switch over to that in the next chapter? I don't know. Guess we'll have to see. Well, guys, I'm going to look through this chapter again. I don't think I'm going to be talking about it very much, because it was a cool chapter, but I don't think there's that much to talk about. But I will look through it again and see if I am mistaken. Well, hello there, Toru. The chapter, the chapter. Yes, I wanted to talk about that. Nice cover page. Anyway, so yeah, it starts with Midoriya asks about Shigaraki, and All for One's like, no, he's definitely not in here. This is the perfect fusion between us. And Mario's like, no, it's not the perfect fusion between you. I definitely heard a little kid coming out of you earlier. It's not over yet. And then Nana basically says, he's still in there, Midoriya. We get to see Midoriya's new combination of Fashin and Black Whip, Black Chain, which is pretty cool. We get to see Midoriya's brand new quirk, Gear Shift, so that's awesome. Overdrive, Detroit Smash, and it's like, well, good job, Midoriya, but there's one problem with that. Remember, All Might had to finish off All for One with a United States Smash, so not exactly the same strength when you're using a Detroit Smash, unfortunately. Yeah, basically, Midoriya combines his quirks with Gear Shift to become even more powerful. This is where the story is going to get really interesting, I think. Because Midoriya is giving it his all, and it's not going to be enough. You just know it's not going to be enough. Now, maybe if all the other villains were defeated, like Dabi was 100% defeated, Toga's defeated, Spinner's defeated, but none of them have been defeated. There's still a lot of battles to go. Which means I think we're going into like a Kaido situation here, where Kaido needs to be defeated, and then they shift over to a whole bunch of other battles first and need to deal with those. Because that's usually how Shonen Jump works. You gotta deal with the riffraff before you get to the main course, you know? Horikoshi's trying to make us think that, oh, Midoriya's got this. I assure you, Midoriya does not have this. There's way too much left to cover. But yeah, that was the chapter. It's pretty good. Final thoughts, Rudy? Well, that's it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. One Piece will be returning, so I will see you next time for some more One Piece. I can't wait! Vegapunk is here!